Interesting times. Samsung's just released their latest folding screen phones, the Samsung Galaxy Fold 4, 4th generation, and the Samsung Galaxy Flip 4. Today, I just kind of want to talk about folding screen phones in general and, should we be looking at purchasing one if you're in the market for a new smartphone? The first question I'm getting the most is like, what is the big improvement? What's the big difference between the Flip and Fold 4 and the previous generation? And I have to be honest, not a heck of a lot. It's really just iterative. There has been no kind of revolutionary changes. On the Flip, I think they listened to some of the complaints there about the battery life. They've improved that. On the Fold, they've improved the telephoto lens. I think it's gone from 2 times to 3 times. On both screens, they've increased the overall durability, they say, by 45%, which is always a good thing on a folding screen phone. But other than that, nothing really kind of mind-blowing. And that's kind of interesting, right? When you think of a product or a smartphone going from Gen 1 to Gen 4, you'd think you'd see a lot of change. Like, just look at the Fold here. This is the Fold 4. This is the 2nd generation one. And other than a little bit of size change, not a lot has really changed. Yes, in the 3rd and 4th generation of the Fold, you can use the S Pen. So it's kind of really aimed at, I think, this particular one at a niche audience, someone that really wants the screen real estate, being able to actually write notes. Maybe they're using it a lot for media consumption. Maybe they're typing a lot of emails as well, and they find that a little more intuitive. But again, the change isn't that dramatic. The price is still way up there. It's over $2,000 in Canada, and that is a pretty hefty price for a smartphone. I love it though. I mean, the engineering and technology in here is amazing. Yes, there's still the crease in the middle. It's a folding screen phone. It has to have that. Do you notice it? No. After using it for a few minutes, you don't notice it anymore. I've been using this Fold 2 for a few years now, and I don't even see the crease. But that being said, this is a thick phone. If you think of it as a tablet that you can fit in your pocket, then that is kind of the way to go. If you're thinking it's a phone that can turn into a tablet, that's a whole other story, because again, it's very thick and it is pretty heavy. They have decreased the weight by a few grams in these phones, so that's a help. But I got to tell you though, my darling is still the Flip. If you're in the market for a decent Android smartphone, a flagship phone, I would really look at something like this. It is beautiful, and the price is pretty reasonable. In Canada, it's just over $1,200, so it's kind of up in that range of higher-end iPhones and the Galaxy S22. And you just still get that cool feature of being able to flip this down and stick that in your pocket. And you just have to think of the cool factor. I mean, it is pretty nice being able to just take this out. It's almost kind of like the old Nintendo Game Boys that you can just kind of flip up, and there you've got a full smartphone. And yeah, it is durable. Like, this is really solid. It does have, the waterproof rating, I think IPX8 for both of them. So theoretically, you could, have this underwater for, I think, 30 minutes, fresh water. I don't think I'd ever want to do that. I don't think I'd want to bring these into a situation where I was at like a beach. I don't think sand is still these guys' friends. But again, if you just want kind of an everyday carry smartphone that's got the flagship features, this is definitely, I would stack it up against, the higher end iPhones and, the higher end Android phones as well, just because it has all the features. It's got a beautiful screen. The cameras are good on this, and just the cool factor, basically. So should you get a folding screen phone? Are these like the 3D TVs back in the 2010s? Like, in some ways, kind of, yeah. Like, they're not for everyone. But for some people that enjoy the flexibility, like the coolness of being able to fold the screen, and yeah, like the compactness, like this is pretty amazing to be able to stick that in your pocket. I would say yes for those folks. I still love the Flip. That's kind of my favorite. The Fold's cool if you've got the real estate in your pocket, but it really just overall comes down to personal choice. Hey, if you like this video, of course, we want you to subscribe and like it. That way you can get notified every time we've got new videos coming out. And if you want to find out how these stack up over time, you got to check out our video we did last year where we actually revisited the phone after 3 months and how well it actually held up. Check it out.